Yeah.
Wonder why I keep getting that kind of problem when I log in.
I don't know. I would definitely maybe either call Zoom or yeah, because it doesn't happen all that often, does it?
Happens more often than it should for me, at least.
Okay, then we definitely need to talk to Zoom about that. Hi, Misty. Oh, what a cute little puppy. Oh, you're muted. Oh, what was that? Oh, I'm not hearing her. Are you hearing her, Leo?
I hear nothing now.
Oh, Misty. No, I can't hear you now. I'm reading lips. I would click on the up arrow next to your microphone and make sure that it's using your computer microphone or same as system. So in the bottom left corner of the screen, you've got mute or stop video. By mute, next to your microphone, just to the right is an up arrow. If you tap on that up arrow, it should give you a bunch of options. One of which is when it says select microphone, use same as system or built-in internal mic. Nope, still nothing. Hi, Sandy.
Hi.
Oh, well, I can hear. There we go. Was that you, Sandy? Or you, Misty? I heard a hi. I think that was Sandy. Nope, I'm still
No
not hearing
sound.
you, Misty. I wonder what's going on.
We have the same color shirt, Anthony.
It's gray, yeah.
Wow, it's gray day. It's like,
There you go.
wow.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yay, I did it.
Woohoo. Awesome. Awesome. All right, Leo, we've got 1 minute. Do you want to, bring everything up? Do you have everything ready to go so you can share your screen? Because you are the host and trainer today.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I can do that.
Just so you know, we are recording, so
Not a problem.
let's actually make sure I turn on the recording. I think we might have a few others.
Okay, we can wait a little bit. It's fine. I'm very patient today. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I'm going to go downstairs and just make sure I have my phone because my kid has been having car trouble. And I just want to make sure. So I know he's waiting for AAA. So I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'll mute myself for now.
We'll give it about a minute or two, see if anybody else clocks in. Okay, Leo?
That's fine. I'm happy to be here with Sandy. I know Misty stepped away. I'm happy with you.
So where's your presentation, Leo?
That's an excellent conversation we should have right now. Let me go grab it. Excuse me.
Hi, Hassan. Morning.
Sorry, Anthony. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to our training today.
I love it. It is an honor, honestly.
Oh, good. Just real quickly, is everyone does everybody use Authentisign, Docusign, Digital Ink, or a combination?
I usually do the Docusign.
DocuSign. Okay, awesome. What about you, Misty and Sandy?
I've used, I've tried Docusign and I just get tangled up in that. So I've used Authentisign.
Excellent. Awesome.
I've only used DocuSign.
All right. And then, of course, you all know that you have to pay for DocuSign unless Keller Williams pays for that for you. I can't remember.
No, we need to basically register with DocuSign directly and pay monthly.
Gotcha. So then this is going to be the fun class for all of you. Hopefully this will clear up a lot of confusion. And there we go. So Leo,
Yes.
whenever you want to take it away, sir, I'm just going to mute myself and let you have at it.
All right. Good morning. Yes, it is still morning for us. My name is Leo with the Orange County Realtors, and I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Anthony Bried. We've both been with the Orange County Realtors for some time. I've been with the board since 2007, and I started off in membership and then progressed to become the super key specialist. Anthony trained me on that position as well. He's a great trainer. And then we also did some additional training to go into your offices like we're doing today, training on different topics to make your lives a little bit easier. Anthony, do you want to talk about yourself a little bit?
Sure. As you all may or may not know, my name is Anthony. I work here at Orange County Realtors, just like Leo. I've been here for almost 21 years, started off in the MLS department. So guaranteed, Leo and I will probably have talked to you about MLS or zipForms or some sort of issue like that. But what we're involved with is our outreach program. Our outreach program is designed to give you training on all your tools and products. I do believe Karen has me give training once a month on all the fun stuff. So we train on MLS. We train on our big topic today, zipForms, specifically digital signing documents, as well as all the advanced tools that zipForms has to offer to you that you may or may not know about. And of course, we both love training on technology. We love showing you how to utilize your technology tools like RPR, InfoSparks, SavvyCard, ChatGPT, everything that you have access to today in your membership. Okay. And both of our goals, Leo's and mine, are basically to help you go and become a paperless agent. And what we mean by that is that maybe not get rid of paper fully, but maybe get rid of enough of it to make your transactional lives a lot easier. So with that said, Leo, you are our main trainer today. Leo, like myself, are both zipForm certified. So today what we're going to do is go over digitally signing documents, how to set them up, how to use the new platform, which, by the way, does anybody love the new platform? Okay, maybe you don't love it. Have you used the new platform? So I think we had a zipForms. Did we have a zipForms update class?
Yes, you did, Anthony, but I have not used it
What?
yet. Yes.
Now, has that been on purpose or just because you've not had that much business going on?
The business.
There's a difference.
Yeah, the business.
The business side. Okay.
Yes.
That's okay. We're just going to practice today. Hopefully, things will start to change. If you're doing your marketing, you're doing your due diligence, as Leo and I both know that you all are doing, right? Everybody's marketing. One person, excellent. Two people, excellent. That's even
More
better.
than two, a lot more.
Woo-hoo.
Everybody from Keller Williams is marketing.
So we want you all to be prepared because things are changing so quickly. And we're very honored to be here to show you these ins and outs. I would definitely recommend start using the new platform. You may or may not know about 2 weeks ago, Lone Wolf announced that they were purchased by another technology company. So they're kind of like in a little flux right now about their products and their tools and their technical help right now. So, hopefully that will get straightened out very, very quickly under this new management. But that means that probably in the near future, probably before end of year, only the new platform will be available. So we both encourage you to start using the new platform to modify all your transactions, add transactions, things like that. So with that said, Leo, take it away.
All right. Well, thank you, Anthony, for that. I appreciate it. Get us started with that. So today, since we have a number of you that are already using Docusign, I'm just going to show you what you already are familiar with. The Docusign way versus Authentisign. For those who have not used Docusign, this is your opportunity to be able to see what it looks like. And you can be able to compare the Docusign versus Authentisign. There is a third option, which we're not going to touch on, Digital Ink 2.0, because eventually that's going to go away and be replaced just solely by Authentisign, a free signing service offered by the ZipLogics and also Lone Wolf. So I just want to make you aware of that. And we're going to discuss similarities and differences. So let's get started. The first thing is Authentisign. Now, Authentisign, you have free unlimited signatures. That's it. Free unlimited signatures. With Docusign, you can do the cheapest plan, which is 5 signing sessions per month at $96 a year. Or you can do the unlimited for $210 per year. So those are your options. The limited Authentisign just has, for those that care about this, there's a limited number of font styles that the individuals can use when do digital signing, whereas Docusign has a lot more. And then last but not least, we have, from what I've seen, is that Authentisign just does PDF versions of signing. It might do more than that. I was just doing some additional reading, so I may have to double check on that. Whereas Docusign, as many of you already know, you can sign multiple different types of formats other than just PDF. So when we go into zipForms and we choose a contract, let's say the residential purchase agreement, if you were to click it within your transaction, you're going to be seeing this window. Form Editor Classic, the older version, which is going to go away eventually, and the new Form Editor. We're going to be looking at the new Form Editor. And
now, real quickly, Leo, just
Yeah.
so some of you know, some of you may not even be given that option. So if you've joined this year, say since February, then you will only have one choice, and that is the new Forms Editor. So those of us who have been part of MLS, part of CAR, NAR, greater than just 2023, you will be given 2 options. But if you're only a brand new agent today, you only have the 1 option.
I totally forgot about. Thank you, Anthony, for putting that in there. I greatly appreciate it. So let's just take a look live. I'm going to look at a fictitious transaction I created. I saw this image for a listing, and it has a hammock right in the front. I was like, oh, I love hammocks. I so do. So this is a fictitious transaction. Loaded the MLS number. Anybody know by a gentleman by the name of Jim Habig? He's from your office, and this is his listing. But I'm no way trying to promote this one. I just fell in love with the image of the listing, and we're going to use his listing as an example. Our fictitious person is Charlene Client, and I put in some fictitious documents in here that if I was the agent representing Charlene Client, this is the documents I'd be using. So I am going to choose the California Residential Purchase Agreement. I'm going to click it, and you'll notice that I have, some of you may not see this, but I have this, Open in New Form Editor. So when I click this, it is now going to open up the document, and this is going to allow me to start with, okay, looking at the form, the Residential Purchase Agreement. If I wanted to add additional forms that are already within the transaction, I can do so. If I need to add a different form that's maybe perhaps not in the transaction, I can click the Add button and then click the Upload. When I click the Upload, it gives me the ability to browse the files, whether it's on my computer or from different sources. And then you can be able to pull that document in. So let's say I wanted to pull in, oh, I don't know, let's just do, let's say proof of funds, okay? Let's say that's a document that we're going to send in there. All right, now that's a part of it. And if we were to go to our proof of funds, you will see that this is a fictitious document that we created. And honestly, yes, it's something that we just put in, and we have to put in signatures, initials, etc. But this is totally fictitious. And then of course the listing information there, this is where you can be able to check the information that's from this listing. You can put in the offer information here as well. And then you can put in any clauses that you need to, etc. You can go through all this. And then there's the tools as well. But let's just get started on the signing process, because on the signing process, I have parties involved. It's going to be Charlene. And in this example, it's just going to be Charlene that's going to be signing this transaction. All right, so let's get started by clicking prepare signing, because I went through the entire documents. I went through all my forms. I filled them all out. For example, if I were to scroll down and say, oh, okay, let me click this box. This is my proof I did something to it. And I went through the entire line by line, everything that's within the RPA, that I can start preparing signing. So if I click prepare signing, and then just with the power of the internet, we take a brief moment for it to load. Now I have set up by default, I have set this up to be Docusign right now, to be as an example. For those using Authentisign only, you won't see this screen at all. But with this screen, I'm in Docusign. So some of you are like, oh, okay, not a problem. I've seen this before. Oh, I forgot to do one important thing. One important thing I forgot to mention. We have all the documents here, but what we like to, Anthony and myself, we prefer that you add a folder. And the folder that we want you to add would be Docs Signed. This will be your folder. So every time you have a transaction or anything that's signed, electronically signed, you're going to request that it goes here. So I'm creating this folder. If you are representing a seller, you're going to see a number of different offers being sent to you. You can create different folders if you wish, or if you're representing a buyer and they're putting in different offers for multiple different properties, you can create different folders for all those different offers that's being sent out. So, but in this example, it's just, I am representing Charlene client. I have the documents are going to be sent to there. I am now going to click e-sign. I can click e-sign right here. I can click new. I'm going to choose my forms. And where is that little form that I put in there? Proof of funds. And then close. And then go to the next step. Now, one thing I have to do before I hit next step is choose a folder. I want to go to Docusign, click done, and then click next. So a lot of you are like, oh yeah, I know this stuff. This is pretty easy. So I'll quickly go through it. I'm going to just choose my individuals that I need to sign. And have to do one additional thing. There we go. And then click next. So as we're waiting for that to happen, there we go. I'm going to go into this screen real quick and open up the Gmail account for our dear friend Charlene to take a look at. Okay, now the internet, it's high speed. It's doing its magic. It's pulling the information in. We're using Docusign. You'll see that the document itself is right in the middle. I can choose individual pages right here. Whoops, have to left click it. I'm using a touchpad. I'm sorry about that. I can go scroll down if I wanted to. There we go. See, I can scroll down to whatever pages I want. But because you want to go through the document line by line to make sure that all the fields that need to be signed are already highlighted. zipForms, working with Docusign, it's roughly over 95% of the time this will be correct. But every once in a while you'll run into a form that doesn't have a signature there. So you will have to correct that and drag and drop signature. So we're going to practice on this particular one, the fictitious document, proof of funds. Yes, it's very fictitious. And we're going to put in, just drag and drop the signature there. We will also drag and drop the name drag and drop the date. You can keep on going. A text box if you wanted to. If you want to drag and drop a text box, you can have them write something in it. You can do a read only where you could say offer on August 31st, 2023. You can change the size of this field if you want to move it around. You say we could change the size of the field. Come on, there we go. One more. There we go. And etc. So you can do lots of things. You can do a checkbox if you wanted to. You can do all kinds of fun things. There we go, checkbox. So you see that there's all kinds of things. If you say that, oh, you made a mistake on it, you can always remove it if you want to. And click delete on the right-hand side. And there we go. So once again, let me show you that again. Checkbox, put it there. And if I wanted to delete it, I can click delete on the right-hand side. Okay, so I went through this document line by line, everything's okay. And then now I can either preview it if I want to. There's other actions I can do. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to send it on the bottom right. So if I send it, now I'm going to get on the phone with my client and let them know I have a document being sent out to you for electronic signature. Don't do anything with it until we have this conversation. So that way we can discuss what you're going to be signing for. And you see a folder has already automatically been created within this transaction. Now, before I show you the client's version of it, does anyone have any questions about what I've done so far?
And feel free to unmute yourself if you wish.
And we have 9 agents joining us from Keller Williams. Thank you. Appreciate it. So we have no questions, which is a-okay. I am now going to open up this email. I am pretending to be Charlene, the client. Charlene's now been told by their agent, Leo, to open up the email and review the documents. Now, Charlene clicks the little box to review the documents. The electronic record and signature disclosure, you do want to go through this with your client so that way they understand what their rights are. I would recommend printing it on hand so that way you can be able to read along with them if you wish, or if they have a question about their rights, because typically a lot of clients will have, this is the biggest transaction of their life. So I would have that handy just to be on the safe side. The client can now click, I agree to the terms and conditions, and then they can click continue. Now you'll see that you could go line by line if you wish. What I don't want you to do is tell the client, oh, just click start, and see a lot of information that's been skipped. So if they sign it the first time in the first field, you're going to see that, oh, okay, they have to choose a font style, or they could draw one if they wanted to. Yeah, whatever. Or they can upload a signature field if they wanted to, if they had one. But in this example, we're just going to choose something a little bit easier to read. There we go. I like that one. And then we clicked adopt and sign. So see how much information we skipped. We went from here, where to go? Way up. There it is. Up there, skipped a whole page of information, and then went down to, where is it at? Almost there. There it is. So yeah, we skipped a lot of information. So it's important that you go line by line, do your due diligence, take care of your client. If you have, while the client's going through this, if they accidentally skip it, like let's say we just go to the next one, show what that looks like. Let's say they forgot to sign it. They were having a conversation with you and they thought they clicked it. This will go to the next one, but at the very end, you're going to notice that they are going to have to go back and then finalize that last one. So this is the world's worst video game ever, I know, and this is something that you should not be showing, not be having a client do this, but I just want to let you know this is the process that a client will be going through. This field, if you notice, it's very similar to the required initials. This one will say it's optional. So if the client wants to click it and agree to it, they would go ahead and click. But if they don't want it and want it to be optional, then they just skip it and go to the next one. See? We're almost done. So the bar over here tells us how far we're at. And we're almost done. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell us how many more that we have to sign as a client. But you get an idea just looking at where this little bar is at. Right there. And this is from that fictitious page. Client's going to sign it. And then it automatically goes back up to the spot that was missed. The client clicks it. And then now this is highlighted, it says finish. So that's one of the nice things about Docusign. If you miss something, no big deal. They'll go back up and have to do that portion that they missed. This is now asking the client if they want to sign up for a Docusign account and get a free account for right now, but they'll have to pay for the service later. But I would say it's not a necessity. So they're finished signing it. You on your end as the agent, you're going to get a notification via email, also in zipForms, that the client has signed this contract. And then our dear friend, Miss Charlene, going out of it. Now she has the documents. She has the documents of the California purchase agreement. Excuse me, the RPA, the residential purchase agreement, and also the proof of funds. And you could just click any one of them and you'll see that, oh yeah, there they are. And then on your end, there you go. And then on your end, you will notice clicking back. So if she wanted to print up any of this information, that's fine. You have the information, also those same documents that you can be able to print up for your client if you wanted to. So what I'm going to do now is just delete this email as soon as it does it. Any day now with the power of the high-speed internet. Okay. There we go. Okay, now I removed it. Now we go into our zipForms. And you will see that the client's Costa Rica retreat. And you will see in the documents, scrolling down just a little bit, doc signed, and you will see that all these three icons have Docusign on it, as well as a PDF. So they have changed from the other documents that you were looking at. So if you were looking at the other documents, go back. You will notice that these are ZFX files, whereas that one we were looking at was a Docusign finalized PDF. So this one can be able to be printed and also shared with another agent if need be. This is the summary. The summary is very important. Do not delete this because this is your proof that the client has signed the document through Docusign. So do not dispose of this. This is something that's also required. And that's how you use Docusign. Anybody have any questions about that before I switch to Authentisign?
I had one question. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you clearly. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I
Please.
just want to make sure. So if we were to use the Authentisign, does it also make you go back up to the ones that you've missed, or is it similar in that manner, or do you have to really go through it and make sure they don't miss any of the signature spots?
It is very similar to Docusign, and we'll go back to those portions that were missed. And I'm going to show you that in just a moment as well.
Okay. Okay. Sorry.
But it's a great question, though. Any other
Okay.
questions?
And Missy, it won't even let you complete the document if you're missing something.
I would think so, but you never know. Thank you for clarifying.
No, it's a valid question because we've grown up with software that and we ask ourselves, why didn't it do that? Or why didn't it do that? You know, the software is supposed to be smarter than me. So
Okay.
yes, we're quite used to seeing those kind of things.
Okay.
Okay, so I am going to now, before anybody else want to ask questions about Docusign? Okay, I'm going to go to profile and settings, and I'm going to change it from Docusign into Authentisign. So I go into the far right corner, I clicked it, and then I chose profile and settings. I go into settings, and then I'm going to choose Authentisign. So we saw that some of you won't see the digital ink 2.0. I turned this on, by the way, email options, because this is to get notified every time that you said, I'll just read out loud. Choose if you want to receive a confirmation email from zipForm Plus when signed documents are available to download. This is separate from the confirmation notifications coming from your selected e-sign service. So I turn it on so that way I, as an agent, will be notified every time something like this happens. So, and I also made sure that a specific time zone. So this is something that you may want to just take a second look at just to make sure it's Pacific time zone, if your clients are in the Pacific time zone area. I made the changes, I click save. Now we're going back into that same transaction. And we go back. That beautiful place in Costa Rica. Now we're going to do another e-sign. And it says, okay. And then I'm going to write down, I'll just write down Authentisign. That way it'll be a little bit easier to see. And then I'm going to choose a folder, put it in Docs Signed, done, and then I'm going to create it. Now I know this pops up all the time. It's okay. It's going to pop up and it won't allow you to see the other choices of Docusign, Digital Ink 2.0, etc. So this will be the new way that you're going to be getting used to. So when you look on the far right, you're going to see the signers, the docs, the tools, layouts, options, feedback, etc. So if we were to click Add Participants, I would recommend choose it from the transaction. If you've already gone through the process of creating a transaction, adding the individuals, then adding the documents, then add it from the transaction. In the future, we believe that when you create a transaction, you're going to go with this route. You're going to have to add individuals from the contact, etc. But if you were to add new or add yourself, this will not automatically highlight those areas within zipForms that you have to sign or initial, etc. You have to manually do it. So once again, I'm going to pull it from the transaction because I want to make my life simple. So there's Charlene. I'm just going to have her sign. If I'm going to have more than one signer, I could do a signing, set the signing order if I wanted to. If like Charlene sign it first and myself second, or I would sign it first and then she would be signing second. But in this example, I'm just going to be very easy. I'm just going to be very easy on it, on everybody. And then click, because I'm just showing you how to use the software. Once I have chosen all the participants, then go into Docs. And as you see, there's no docs. There's nothing here. So if I click Add a Doc or a form, I will see the transaction will include all the forms that are in there. So I choose the residential purchase agreement. And then I'm going to also do the same thing and add the proof of funds. Now, if you're practicing like we have been practicing, you're going to notice like, hey, there's some duplicates in there. The duplicates are the signed documents. So I know that these last three were just modified just a moment ago. And those are the ones you want to ignore because they're finalized PDF. If you have a finalized PDF and you need to add signing fields or initials, then you could be able to do it because it's a part of this transaction. You just pull it, you're just going to add it to the transaction, and then add manually the signing areas and the initial fields that you need to. All right. Once I've done what I wanted, what forms I want, I'm going to click close. So there's my two forms. And if I choose proof of funds, you'll see it's right there, the information. I exit out of it. Tools, if I needed to do some, say I wanted to add signing fields, I can do so. If I had multiple signers, I would have more than one multiple signer here in different colors to make the link things a little bit easier. But if I scroll all the way down to, our dear friend, the proof of funds, this is where I can be able to add a signature, just drag and drop, and then add also the full name of the individual, drag and drop. The date's already there, so I can just move it to the side. If you want to add their email address, you can. There's multiple things you can add to it. If you wanted to add, oops, let's close that up. If you wanted to add a text box, you can. Let me click it again, and then drag and drop it there. Where'd it go? Is it hiding from me? And I will find you. Text box. Oh, well, the text box is not going to cooperate with us today. Okay, that's fine. For whatever reason, software is having fun today. So, okay, so we're going to focus on those things that are working. We'll figure that out later. So, everything that you've updated, you went through the entire documents, line by line, make sure everything's okay. And then now there's the layouts. If you wanted to look at the layout, options, change a signature. If there's a signature on file, you can be able to, a signing font that's on file, you can change it if you want to, like for example, for mine as an agent. But you can also change it when you log in, when you have to sign the documents. But we're going to skip that for right now. And we're going to click next. Now, this is different than Docusign. Docusign doesn't have an expiration date. So Anthony and I are kind of impatient people. We don't like a whole month to be waiting for someone to sign documents. We got to get things done now. So I'm going to have it set for Saturday, 11:59. I can have reminders sent out to the client every day and have the reminders sent out not at 9 o'clock in the morning, have it sent out at 10 o'clock in the morning. And I can also customize the invite as well. So I can put something like, please do not sign the documents until we have discussed this. Thank you in advance. Or whatever wording you want. This is just an example showing you what we're going to send in that invite. Okay, you choose your own wording. I'm going to click save, and then I'm going to click send. So now it's going to be sending this document with the highlighted areas and that special invite out to my client, Charlene. So as you see, it's gone back to transactions. So we're there. So we're going to go back to the main page. And now we're going to hunt down that email for Miss Charlene. And there it is. I wrote that, docs review and sign. And then if I open up the email, Charlene opens up the email, she will see that please do not sign the documents until we have discussed this. See, all the instructions are there. And then you're having the conversation with your client. She clicks start signing. So you see that's a little bit different than the way Docusign behaves, but it's somewhat similar. I accept, so make sure that you are familiar with the consumer consent disclosure, lone wolf terms of service, supplemental terms of applicable to electronic signature products. Make sure you have that readily available, print them out if need be, so that way if a client has a question about it, you can be able to answer those questions for the client. So the client has accepted it. So the next thing that you will notice is that there's nothing on the left-hand side, nothing at all, documents in the middle, and then you have these choices for our dear friend Charlene, the client, to be able to choose from. So if she were to click start, it automatically goes to the first spot that she has to sign. So if I were to say be Charlene, I can click it. The first time that she will use this, she will have to be able to choose a font, just like in Docusign. So she can choose whatever font that's available that's on this list. So in this list, we'll use this one. Okay, it's a little bit easy to see. And then if she wanted to draw her signature, put an initial, she could do so. If she wanted to upload something that she already has on file as a signature, no big deal. But we're just going to use this particular one. Once she chooses her font, then she could be able to click Set Signature. And see how it automatically skipped to the next spot, just like it did in Docusign. So if you were to click it, just like world's worst video game ever, but you don't want her to keep just clicking, clicking, clicking. You want her to be able to understand some of the, you want her to understand what she's signing for and agreeing to. By the way, this is different than Docusign. It will show the client how far they are in the signing process. In this one, it's 4 of 26. So you'll see that they just keep clicking. So we're going through pretty fast because I'm just showing you how to use the software. But we're also going to show you something about optional. So we see that these are required fields to initial. And then this is what you see is a different color altogether. So you're going to see that this is blue. So this is a great thing I love about Authentisign, because when you click it, when Charlene clicks it, she literally has to say, I want to accept, decline, or she can click cancel to review this if she wants to. So if she were to accept it, and let's say same thing, she were to decline this one, she actually has to do something to this screen, to this field. But we had a question earlier, I think it was Misty. What happens if we skip an area? We're going to do that right now. So we're going to click this next one. See, and it's going to keep on allowing us to go continue. Line by line, you're going through this with the client, a fictitious document that we put together, client's name, signature, and then it automatically goes back up to where that one spot is. You see that we have 25 of 26 completed. So she has to click this last one. She declines it, just to show you what it looks like, and we complete the signing. Now this gives her an option to print out this information. She can give a review if she likes it or not. She thinks she loves it. Oh, great, she loves it. And then so on. And also she could write down what she thinks about the experience and send the feedback. And if we go into the documents again, if I get rid of this one, then we will show that after all parties have signed the document, just like in Docusign, she'll get a finalized document, but here are the links. So she can click the links here for the actual documents. She can click the links here for that summary. So if she were to click it here, it looks great. Everything is signed. You'll see that right here, she has signed it, Charlene client, date, etc. Great, I'm loving this. If she were to do the proof of funds, great. There we go. Oh, one thing I forgot to show was that one section that she did not sign, that she did not agree to, that was optional. Let's take a look at it. But while I'm scrolling through this, anybody have any questions on Authentisign or any comments about it? Like how your experience with Authentisign, or excuse me, Docusign is kind of similar to this.
Which one do you like better?
I like Authentisign because A, it's free and it automatically comes with zipForms. So if there were any questions about it, you would just contact ZipLogic zipForms for assistance.
I like how it tells you the amount of signatures needed and how it gives you the little email with the documents at the end. Does Docusign give you the email with the documents at the end of the process?
Does Docusign give you the email of the documents that have been processed?
Yeah, wasn't that?
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Okay. So there's really not much difference.
Not much.
One costs money.
So yeah, that's a big one for, at least for me. That's a big one for me. For you as an agent, you're probably going to choose what's more comfortable for you in this very hurried situation that you're going to be in, because you need to quickly get this done and send it to your client. But if you keep practicing sending fictitious documents over to yourself, and become more familiar with Authentisign, you're going to realize like, oh, I can use Authentisign. It's for free, and I really don't need to use a Docusign account. There's the area that it was not initialed. You really don't need a Docusign. You can save some dollars that you can now apply toward marketing and anything else that applies to your business.
Really quickly, are people receptive to it? Do they feel it's as official as Docusign, since Docusign obviously has been on the market longer? Does anybody ever say anything like client wise? Have you heard any feedback on that?
I have not heard any negative information from our members. And the tough thing is, if there's something wrong with using Authentisign during this process, we can automatically send you to CAR support or to ZipLogix for assistance, because they'll have access to this information. If you have a problem using Docusign, then now we have to say we have to have you contact Docusign for assistance, a third party. So they may or may not be able to help you with that particular question, because they may not be able to see what you're going through. So that's one of the pluses. But I mean, as you know, all know, Docusign is pretty reliable. Authentisign is pretty reliable. They're pretty much equal, except there's a few tweaks that are a little bit different.
There's even a feature in Authentisign where you can drag and drop all the signatures on a page all at the same time.
Yeah, so if we had more than one signer, you could be able to do that. It makes things a lot easier, I think. And if you get used to using Authentisign on a regular basis, you'll be happy with it, I believe. If you're someone who has to have individuals sign different formats, right now I know of Docusign being the right tool for that, and that's a paid service. But you're going to see that the great majority of the time, you're only going to be dealing with PDFs in zipForms. And if we wanted to take a look at the documents, you'll see that the Authentisign documents are here: proof of funds and the California and the residential purchase agreement. That's pretty much it for our zipForms using digital signing service. So what do you think, everybody? I mean, do you have an opinion? Do you think it's equal? Or are you still kind of shy about using Authentisign? Because, you know, it's still kind of new, relatively new. It's been out for what, a year and a half, 2 years, Anthony? Authentisign? I feel like a little bit longer. And
Yes, Authenticsign's only come out this year.
okay.
So they actually released it November of last year, so it's not a year old yet.
You're right.
And
It was in November.
Docusign or Digital Ink is supposed to be replaced by it. I figured they would have replaced it by now, but again, with Lone Wolf going through its changes, I guess they're a little delayed. But yeah, the system's up and running. So it's just personal preference at this point. So Hassan, you had mentioned that you were a little confused on Authentisign, which is why you were using Docusign.
No, I did not. I said I used to use a Docusign, but I have not used it, the new program, because I did not have any transaction to utilize that one.
Gotcha. I'm sorry, that was my bad.
Yeah, but however, I think Leo and you explain it, you know, when I basically making a comparison, is not that much difference. There is a $96 financial aspect in Docusign, and the other things that Leo explained it, you know, I take a note. So the Authentisign basically give you a warning to accept or decline that part of, for example, document. So at least they give you a hint, you know, you're going to accept that statement or decline it. You know, is anything else you see the benefit of the using the new program, either you or Leo, Anthony?
Again, you know, if you're like me and you're in a tight budget, you know, free is always nice, because, you know, some of us may not have the $100 a year to spend because, we haven't done any transactions in say like a year and a half kind of thing. So our money's a little tight. So I say take advantage of your free stuff where you can, when you can. And as you can see, with the two systems that ran side by side practically, they're very similar. And for signing purposes, I think clients find it just as easy, if not sometimes easier, than, because again, it's just personal preference. And you can interchange if you needed to. So maybe you had one client that's into Authentisign, another client that's into Docusign. If you're paying the minimum of $100 a year, or you've already paid it, then, now you can adjust to your client's needs. So I think it's pretty easy.
For the support, in case you need the support, so we need to call the OCAR.
You can. We're here to help you as best we can.
Okay.
So we can walk you through, like, this is where you need to go. This is what you need to do. This is how you drag it. Yeah, we're all about one-on-one. So Leo and I both give that type of personal support.
Fantastic. Thank you both.
You're welcome.
I do want to point out one thing also is, here we go. I put something together. Myself and Anthony, we wish we could be available 24/7, but our loved ones, gosh darn them, they want us
Yours
to be.
might, but I don't mind being 24/7, just like a real estate agent.
But sometimes our loved ones want us to be hanging out with them. So unfortunately, we can't be able to be available 24/7. zipForms is available support if you need to. Now, ZipLogix, which is the one taking care of Authentisign and zipForms, they can be reached at 586-840-0140. And that's Monday through Friday, 24 hours, weekends, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. our time. CAR support is available weekdays at 213-739-8227. What we've shown you here is just the software. We're not professionally trained to answer any legal questions, like what form do I use in a given situation, or I'm looking for a particular form. You want to consult with the California Association of Realtors Legal Hotline. Their phone number is 213 area code 739-8282. Lone Wolf, just like any other organization, will try to pitch you more products and services. If that appeals to you, that's their phone number, 866-279-9653, or option 1 will also give you support. But you're going to find, yes, go ahead, Anthony.
Sorry. I see here that Sammy says, I have been using Authentisign and no problem until now. So Sammy, what type of problem are you having?
Please.
Or not?
I did not. I did not.
Oh, okay. I just read the until now, like there was an issue that you were having.
No, I did not. I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem.
No problem. It was like working very well.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
Now,
I would have been very surprised.
there is usually always one question that agents always ask, but they never ask in class. And that is, Leo, are there any contracts, or is every contract in zipForms allowed to be digitally signed?
There are some that cannot be digitally signed. Those will be provided by, you'll see that when you try to send it out for signatures, it'll prevent you from doing it. Those are the ones that I think are more of the rental, because they have to be hard signed by.
Is there a way to look at that list? I think you have that in your slides.
I did, but it was an old information, so I wasn't really 100% comfortable with sharing that information.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
So, but yes, if you go to car.org, go to their Q&A, look for electronic signatures. I think it's around question 4 or 5 of documents that are not allowed to be digitally signed, and they will give you a list, one of which is the application to rent. So your clients are not allowed to digitally sign that contract. So if you happen to notice that you're trying to digitally sign that for your client, or get your client to digitally sign that, and you find yourself placing those digital signatures, it's because technically that form is not allowed to be digitally signed, because it's not covered under the electronic signature Act. So just be mindful of that. There are, I want to say there's about 10 or 12 forms that are not allowed to be digitally signed. And it's not under training tips and tricks, Leo. It's
Oh,
their
gosh darn
Q&A.
it. I wish it was. It would make my life
Look at
easier.
electronic signatures.
Okay. There's a top one right there, electronic signatures. what is
Yeah. What is? Yep, that's
Okay.
fine. And then in this Q&A section, so if you scroll down, go to their read your legal Q&A.
Of course,
Of
log
course,
in to
sign
get this
in.
information as a realtor.
I do believe that it's around question 4. Keep going. Keep going. You're still in question 3. There you go. What CAR forms should not be signed? And here's your nice little list. So the rent screening fee, the tenancy, the terms of tenancy. So they did look like they did update this. So, yep. So there you go. So everybody's got a copy of that now. Everybody excited? Woo! Are there any questions on anything that Leo went over today? Any other questions that Leo can answer? Leo, they're taking it easy on you. I'm jealous.
Well, Keller Williams is known for having some of the finest agents out there, so they already know what to do to take care of their clients. So they were just getting, just a little bit of refresher on some of this. So they're great. That's the reason why we're not getting a lot of questions.
Ah,
So Anthony, I do have a question.
yes, sir.
Okay, what is the topic you will be discussing next month?
Oh, well, there we go. That one surprised me. Let me take a look at my calendar. You said
I'll go
next
ahead and
month?
stop sharing.
Yes.
Let's see, September, what's today? Thursday. It will be over Realtor Property Resource, RPR. So we're going over your free NAR member benefit. So if you've not used that before, I love this tool. It's very similar to Realist, except it's on steroids. And what I mean by that is that not only can you look at tax record data for listed and unlisted properties in the state of California, but you can look at tax data and MLS data for properties across the United States. You'll actually have access to more than 64 million property information, and of course trends and all this other stuff. You can make gorgeous looking reports. Now, what's nice about something like this is the CMA. I always lean to creating CMAs using Cloud CMA, but Cloud CMA is highly dependent upon MLS data. And as you all probably noticed, we have a very severe listing shortage right now. Anybody know that? I do believe that according to InfoSparks, which we had a class on that not too long ago, about the statistical data in the MLS, we have right now in all of Orange County, roughly about 1.8 months worth of supply of inventory, which is super anemic, all things considered. So people aren't listing a lot. Obviously, if there's not a lot of listings, there's not a lot of movement, there's not a lot of pendings, there's not a lot of sales, and all this other craziness that you all are dealing with, though prices are going up, interest rates are going up, and all that other fun stuff. So how do you sit down with a potential client, whether they're a buyer or whether they're a seller, or more importantly now, sitting down with a buyer to go over a strategic plan of, writing up the correct offer for them? This is where RPR may help you, because not only can you look at MLS data, but you can now look at tax data estimated values to get a more comprehensive idea of where the market lies, which is great. I think for potential sellers, you can add in there like refine values like based on home improvements they've done or home improvements that might be needed, which is great. So you're going to add pluses or minuses to their assessed value. And again, the reports are highly detailed. So you, Hassan, are probably a very analytical person, right? Sort of.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. Excellent. So then something like that is going to be great for someone like you because of all the charts, graphs, and all that other fun stuff. I know we haven't had a class on AI just yet, like introducing AI, which I know I can see everybody all of a sudden going, oh no, Terminator. Nope. I will tell you, AI is taking your business by storm. It has this year. If you've not started using it or even dipped your toe into that little pool, I think you're going to be falling behind. It's an amazing tool that you can utilize to, come up with not just an interesting, more compelling way to write up property descriptions, but you can automate your life. You can have these things that you are doing day in and day out as a 10 or 11 one business in one person scenario, right? Because you're not only real estate agents, but you're accountants, you're a motivator, you're a coach, you're an assistant, you're a TC, you're, all these things. Well, let AI and programs out there help you streamline a lot of these things, and it will help you be really super creative. So what's interesting with RPR is that they do have an AI platform built into it to help you create content from the trends that are happening in the with property information. So it's pretty amazing. There you go. That's my spiel. You don't have to attend next month if you don't want.
No, you still have to watch it. You have to see how it works. I could tell you how to drive a car. I just don't know how to teach you how to drive a car until you get in the car. So Anthony will teach you how to get in the car.
There you go. Are there any questions on zip forms, digital signing? Leo, did you show them where the contracts appeared in the transaction?
Yes, because we created a folder and we named it Docusign. So that way it automatically just goes there.
Now, I know that you went over how to add a document during the signing process. Did you show them how to add a document and where to add a document even from within the transaction? Did you all know that you could do that, by the way?
No, I pulled in the proof of funds into the transaction.
You did. Okay, good.
Yes. Yeah, so that way they could say, oh, this really crazy proof of funds. Yeah, written by a 3-year-old. Oh, sorry, Anthony. Hey, it works.
What can I do? I didn't get
demonstration.
AI to actually write it up for me.
And, it was just like, we're just showing how to use the software, how to pull in a document, and then you upload, you put in your signing spots and initials, etc. in there. And
Awesome.
In your real world situation, you're going to use a document that, of course, is more polished and may be provided perhaps by Keller Williams or someone else that has to be included with the transaction.
Yeah, for sure. Well, then, by the way, we did record today's session. Everybody attending today will get a copy of today's class so that you have it electronically and you can review it as many times as you want. But if you do need to reach out to us, Leo, how does somebody get in touch with you if they have any questions?
Go outside and scream out, Anthony.
And I'm going to write this in the chat.
No, you could definitely reach out to us. Let me go ahead and let's see, share my screen. I'll pull up my information again. So if you need to reach out to me, here is my contact information. And my email address is leo@ocrealtors.org. You can also reach Anthony. He is Tony, Tony, at ocrealtors.org. My phone number, because I work mostly out of the Fountain Valley location, it's 714 area code 375-9313. And my extension number is 239. But if you call the Laguna Hills location of 949 area code 586-6800, if you put in the extension number of 239, you'll still get a hold of me, whether I'm working from home or working from the office. Anthony's extension will be 104. So you can be able to assist you. So either one of us are here to be able to assist you. We're typically working just Monday through Friday with holidays off, including this Monday. We're both off. Yeah, because of our Labor Day.
You would like to think. Some of us work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? Agents, anybody here, doing open houses this weekend? Any wants or needs you want to express to your agents? And I'll stop your recording right now because this is more personal.